Hey everyone! So this Q&A is brought to you in the comfort of my onesie. Love it. So I did a Q&A video or a Q&A question on Instagram. First question is from Big Brother Ben _ little sister Emma. And she said, do you think you will baby wear? And I definitely want to baby wear. Well, I do want to try like at least doing the like the ones where they're buckled in and like straps over your shoulders. But Alaska Mama Vlogger said, what are your top 5 names for boy and girl? Which that's impossible to tell you because we only have one name between boy and girl picked out that we both agree on and both really love. So, and I'm not going to tell you the one. We'll just keep that a little secret. All right. More _ Brianna said, what baby do you prefer? And I believe she means gender. I know everyone says a healthy baby, but you have to lean one way. And I would say my husband's definitely leaning boy. And I've always said I wanted a boy first because I always thought it would be neat to, you know, definitely have someone to carry on the family name. So I hope that we definitely have a boy eventually. Another one here is from osobaby _ TTC2. Are you going to find out the gender and do a reveal party? 100% yes, we're finding out the gender, which I'm hoping will be around, actually just before Valentine's Day. So I think that we'll throw a gender reveal party. But we'll figure out some cute way to obviously announce it between my friend who's a photographer and our creative minds. Katie Hyde T. Brink said, do you have nursery themes or colors in mind? I just know my favorite colors are like gray and like a teal bluish color. I do like yellow. I don't know if I'll put that in nursery, but I don't have a theme picked out for sure. I have thought about like what crib color I like, which I really like the gray. I don't really want white. I don't really want black. Brown's okay, but I really am liking the gray cribs. So that's about as far as I've gotten though, really. Cassie Moon said, what will the baby call your parents and Tim's parents? Which I really like this question because we have it kind of easy. My niece from Tim's niece and my niece, but Tim's brother's daughter, she's 3, but ever since she could talk, and before she could talk, his dad was called Papa. So he's called Papa. She is called, Grandma is called Grandma. Now, if it's on my mom's side, for the longest time, one of my nieces or nephews, I can't remember which one, that they called both my dad and my mom Papa. So it was pretty funny because my mom was called Papa too. But other than that, I don't really know. It's probably going to be the same as what my nieces and nephews have already laid out for us. So we kind of have it already decided. Purple Buttercups 345 said, are you guys going to vlog the birth and vlog after the baby is born? I want more than anything to vlog the birth. I honestly, beyond like a live pregnancy test that was positive, the live birth is like one of the second most videos that I really, really want to film. Now, I'm like one of the most into, I guess you could say, vlogging in my family. Tim's not really a huge camera person. I don't know how Tim's going to be when we're actually in the labor process. I don't know if he's going to be like emotional or just kind of like deer in the headlights or what. So I don't know how helpful he'll be. And then yeah, and then my family will be there. So probably yes, I really want to vlog after baby. And one of the questions here in the future that are down here on my phone, ask a good question, which leads into why I may be able to vlog more. Sorry if I say it wrong, Lee or Lay. She said, best and worst part of pregnancy thus far, and yes, please do a blog. And I am, yay! So the best and worst. Best is definitely that I'm finally pregnant, and I can cry thinking about it to this day. I'm pregnant. I'm so excited. Worst part, you know, I've been very blessed. I haven't had like really bad morning sickness. I mean, I guess the worst part is just, which isn't even a worst part because it's definitely livable, but if I had to pick a worst part, it would probably be that I'm just so exhausted. And I definitely don't feel like myself. Like, it's obvious that something's going on. That's That's one reason it's evident I am pregnant, because I definitely don't feel like myself. Brianna Proctor asked me how old we are. I am, and I'm 27. 27? I was born in 88, so if I'm wrong, you can make fun of me below. But yes, I am 27. I'll be 28 in April. She also asked, what does it feel like to be pregnant? And I think that's a really interesting question. It feels like, it's weird because, you know, like because I'm not very symptomatic with my with early pregnancy symptoms, it doesn't always feel like I'm pregnant, but at the same time it does. Like, a part of your body just feels different. TGC since 2011 says, what are important tips you would recommend before IVF related to food or habits? And I just want to say right now that I'm going to link below one of Sarah Loves Peter's videos, because she did, I can't remember the title of it, but it has to do with like improving egg quality, I believe. But it's really cool. She went on the keto diet. She lost a lot of weight. It definitely helped with her second round of IVF. So it really helps people. But I would say, just from my experience, that getting into a habit of eating better before you start IVF is really helpful, because you do want to eat healthy while you're in IVF, and then also when you're pregnant, but also because even with IVF meds, you're not always going to feel like eating healthy, because you just don't have the same appetite. I still haven't got my appetite back to what it was before IVF. I would just say before IVF, getting used to a high protein diet, because when you're doing IVF, you really want to make sure you're staying on top of your protein and electrolytes intake, because that will help to prevent from getting OHSS and just making you feel better overall as far as energy and your overall feeling, if that makes sense. Habits, I also would recommend, even if it's just walking like a mile, or if you can't do a mile, half mile, whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as you're getting into the habit of some form of physical exercise, you're going to appreciate it later on. Because once you start to form that habit, you'll already have it. Whereas if you start it during IVF, or you try to, your motivation is going to be lower, because you're not going to feel as good as you did before. You're going to have less energy and all that stuff. So I would definitely recommend that as well. Consuela says, how are you paying for IVF? Is insurance covering it? And if you've been following my journey, you definitely know that our insurance does not cover it. And sorry, that wasn't like directed to you, like if you are following my journey. That's not what I meant. I just meant, like, a lot of you have been following my journey. No, my insurance did not cover a penny of it. My husband had a job previously where they just mandatorily they took out money from his paycheck and made him put it into an account, and that ended up going into a Roth, which, not like that's anybody's business, but we ended up taking out basically it was basically an extra savings for us, because we also have other retirement accounts with our current jobs, but we basically took out contributions, so it was like tax-free and penalty-free. So we did that. I had two friends do fundraisers. What also helped save money is we didn't buy all the medicine they prescribed at once. I only bought it as needed, and I also had a few amazing ladies donate some meds to me, so that really helped in the cost as well. So again, thank you guys for that. Yvette_Vinto said, fresh versus frozen transfers, what's best? Honestly, I don't know. I don't have a personal opinion, because I only did one fresh transfer. My clinic does both, but some clinics only do frozen, because they think that it's better success rate. And then Big Brother Ben_Little Sister Emma also asked another question, cravings and aversions. Again, I really haven't had cravings or aversions. I've just known I've leaned more towards savory, salty, and sour foods, or snacks, or candies. Tori K_XOXO asked, how many children do y'all want? I know that we want more than one. We have 8 frozen embryos, so we're either going to utilize all of them, because we never know if they're all going to turn into a viable pregnancy, or we're going to adopt them out later on. But I know we want more than one, at least 2, and maybe more, but we haven't made a decision yet. And it does make a big difference now that we have 8 frozen embryos, because of our religious beliefs and our views and our moral beliefs and views. So we haven't discussed that really as much in detail since we've had our embryos frozen. Jordan and Shelly said favorite healthy food and favorite junk food. I'd say my favorite healthy food is probably fruit. I've been really digging apples and oranges, like the little cutie oranges, for the healthy side. Junk food would probably be, I don't really know if these crackers are considered a junk food, but they're definitely not like a fruit or vegetable. These are the club crackers. I've pretty much lived off of these club crackers since I've been pregnant, because if I don't have an appetite but I know I need to eat and I don't want a protein shake, I normally go for these, and I could honestly eat probably like half a pack in one setting. I'm not saying that's a good idea or healthy, but that's the truth. KFB81 said, are you finding out the gender of the baby? Yes, I said that. This tiny BB, sorry. Can you share details on what medicine protocol you are on during the stim phase? Also, can you talk about your experience with the egg retrieval, any pain or complications? So my protocol consisted of, I didn't do Lupron at all. My protocol consisted on, I just did like, I believe 2 to 2.5 weeks of birth control. And then I started, Gonal F or, why am I drawing a blank on the other one now? Gonal F or the other one that basically coincides with, it's just a different brand. So we'll just say Gonal F. So it was Gonal F and Menopur. I know for sure that I started with 325 of Gonal F the first night, or 350 probably. 325, I apologize. And then I always, from start to finish, did 2 vials, which is 150 of Menopur every night. How they did mine was I did Gonal F in the morning and Menopur at night. And then my Gonal F kind of like tapered down, and I think I ended on 125 for Gonal F. But again, I always did 150 of the Menopur. And then around, I'm just going off of memory, just because I don't have my folder, but around day 6, I believe, or 5, I started Cetratide, which is an antagonist protocol. And basically Cetratide is the same as Ganirelix, if I'm saying that right. And it basically, they just want to make sure they prevent you from ovulating. I hope I'm saying all this right. Again, I'm not an IVF expert, so if I am not, it's because I'm not looking at my sheet. But I know I definitely started Cetratide on around day 4 to 6. I want to say probably 5 or 6. And then from there, I did Gonal F in the morning and Cetratide in the morning, and then I did Menopur at night again. And then they had me have Lupron ready just in case I only triggered with Lupron, or did a little bit of both. But what they ended up doing, instead of the regular 10,000 IU units of the HCG trigger, because of my levels of estrogen, just to be cautious of OHSS, they had me only do 5,000, and I did my Gonal F in the morning that day I triggered, and then I did no Menopur. That was awesome. And I did Menopur, by the way. I did all my shots subcutaneously in the belly except for progesterone. So I did the trigger that night, and then they also had me take a pill vaginally, which was my only time I ever had to put anything that way, by the way. That was an experience. But they had me start that the night that I triggered, I believe. It was basically that through my egg retrieval past a couple days, I think, or after my transfer. I'm sorry, I'm doing this by memory just so I don't have to like scatter and go get everything. But they basically had me also take that medication that way just to also help prevent OHSS. So I was I felt really comfortable with my doctor because he was making sure I definitely didn't get OHSS, which was really, really a concern of mine. Day of egg retrieval, they start you on progesterone, and I just did 1 milliliter every night in the rear, which doesn't feel the greatest, but they have you do that until 10.5 weeks at my clinic, and that is, again, the shot, not the suppository, is that how you say it? Which I am very, very thankful of for many reasons. One, it's not messy. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't irritate. And also, I just heard that it has better results for a lot of clinics. So I did that, and I'm happy about it. And then also estrus pills. estrase pills, which I take 3 times a day, 2 milligrams. Still, I take that orally. Thank goodness. So that was my protocol, and I'm almost done with those medications, which is awesome. Bowie Kelsey 2 said, do you think only transfer 1 embryo at the time of after this pregnancy, or we try for twins at some point? That is a good question. Since we do have 8 frozen embryos, we have played with the idea of transferring 2, because this time it's not going to matter. I don't get that whole, transfer 1, get 3, up to 2 more free. It doesn't happen like that when you're doing a fresh transfer, a frozen transfer. So I don't know. We will definitely consider 2. It just depends on how this pregnancy goes, how this baby is, and just how we feel personally, I guess. But that is a good question, an exciting question, but I don't know. SL Goodwin 97. Do you have names picked out yet? Kind of went over that already. How will you decorate the nursery? Already hit that one. What's your favorite TV show? I could go forever on that, but I'd have to say Pretty Little Liars, and I'm gonna be so sad when it's gone. I don't care if I'm almost 30. I love that show. What are you looking forward to most in parenthood? Being a parent, I'm so excited just to have to feel that feeling that everyone talks about, just like when the first time they see their baby, and just like the love that you feel, and just the emotions and all the fears at the same time. It's exciting. I can't wait. I'm just so excited for that. And by the way, congratulations. She just had her baby, and I'm so happy for you. So congrats. Our journey to baby. How did you handle the anxiety between betas? I think the fact that I tested at home, honestly, and in the case that it was a positive test, it helped with my anxiety. But the fact that my clinic doesn't tell you beta 1 or 2 until after you get beta 2 back, I really think that helped, because I wasn't over analyzing or, picking apart beta 1. I didn't know what it was until the second one came out, which I really think that actually helped. So yeah. I actually think more clinics should do it like that, even though it kind of kills you to wait. You're not like going over and over in your head, like, what's the next one going to be? Or is this one too low? Or all the things that could go through your head with that. And do you have an idea of what the gender is? I'm starting to have a gut feeling that it's a boy. How long after the baby is born will you do a FET, frozen embryo transfer? This is from Carmai. I know you've been commenting and following me for a long time, and I still don't know how to say your username, so sorry. I don't know for sure. I know that we don't want our babies more than 3 years apart. So I hope the sooner the better, just depending again on our personal feelings after we have the first baby. Also, though, we have to save up money for that fresh frozen embryo transfer, because they're each going to cost roughly $3,000. So it's kind of like a money thing too, where we don't just start trying for a baby, we're actually paying for a baby. So that's another thing we have to save up. Mara B 1989, you mentioned possibly going back to Kansas, or sorry, moving back home to Kansas or closer to your family. When would you do that, or is that still in your plans? It's still in my heart. It's still in my heart that I want to do that. I think now that we're pregnant, and just with the job that my husband has, it may be delayed, but I really hope in the future it still happens, and I think it's still a really good move for us in the future. So it's definitely not out of the picture 100%. It's just kind of put on hold, which I'm at peace with that. It was really hard at first, but I'm definitely at peace with it now. Barbie Zarsniak. Sorry if I said your name wrong, because your picture is beautiful, but I can't say your name. What do you do for a living, and what is Tim's profession? So I work at a mutual fund company, and I'm in the customer service center, which means I take calls all day. It is awesome. Yeah. No, it really is not a terrible job. It's just, it is exhausting taking phone calls all day. All day. Like, that's all you do is take phone calls. But that's what I do. And what is Tim's profession? He has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I don't know why I told you his and not mine, but anyways, he has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and right now he's working at he works at a law enforcement division of a state company. So he's kind of waiting to see what happens next, because he's still going to stay with the state, but we don't know to move up, if he'll be in the same department or if he'll go to another department. So he works at the state right now. Now, the last question is from Everything Erica 717. She said, "Will you stay at home or go back to work after having the baby?" I'll be 100% honest. My life goal is to stay home with baby eventually. I don't know yet when or if that will be, but that is my goal eventually. I do want to stay home with our kids. I want to be a stay-at-home mom for our kids eventually. Thank you so much for asking all your questions. Thanks for listening and watching, guys, and I love all your support, and I will be back soon. Bye!